Welcome all of you to Educare Biology. I will discuss about the different types of epithelial tissue today. Epithelial tissue, I have discussed another video, types of epithelial tissue. Generally, two types of epithelial tissue according to the layer. One is simple epithelial tissue or simple epithelium, which is one layer thick. Another is compound epithelial tissue, which is several layers thickness. A several layer thickness epithelium tissue may be also called stratified epithelium tissue by stratified epithelial tissue. Next, a simple epithelium or simple epithelial tissue. There are several kinds of simple epithelial tissue. Named first squamous epithelium, next cuboidal epithelium, next columnar epithelium, next pseudo stratified epithelium. Next, it may also be divided another type, that is the ciliated epithelium, which may be columnar or cuboidal. Next, first squamous epithelium. First, what is squamous epithelium? In this epithelium, cells are thin, flattened and polygonal with wavy margin, little wavy margin, but it is called cell margins are tessellated but wavy margin. Cells contain little cytoplasm around the nucleus. Next, cells are fit together like tiles, so it is called pavement epithelia. Pavement epithelia. This is the common feature, this is the salient features of epithelial tissue. Next, location, where it is locates, lining of blood capillaries. Next, lining of alveoli of the lung. Next, lining of Bowman's capsule. Next, peritoneum lining of xylem. What are the functions of squamous epithelium? Next, first function is covering. It covers the surface area of organ to protect the underlying tissue from exposure, from mechanical injury, heat, etc. Number two, barrier. It separates of the body. Various organs are separated by this squamous epithelium. So it makes barrier between different organs. Next, ultrafiltration. In case of Bowman capsule, it ultrafiltrates the blood to make the blood waste product free. This is called ultrafiltration. It is performed by the squamous epithelium in Bowman capsule. Next, exchange of materials. In case of alveoli, gaseous exchanges takes place by this tissue. This is called squamous epithelium. In figure, squamous epithelium squamous epithelium. It is squamous epithelium. Cells are polygonal. Flattened polygonal cells. Nucleus is prominent around the nucleus, cell margins are wavy, tessellated. It fits like tiles. So it is called pavement membrane or pavement epithelium. This is nucleus, the cell margin, this cytoplasm, This is the squamous epithelium. Next, cuboid epithelium. These are simple epithelium. So, cuboidal, columnar, pseudostratified, and squamous all are only. The cuboidal epithelium cells are cube-like. Cube-like means just length, width, and height are same. It is a cube-like. Nucleus is rounded and centrally placed. Cells are squarish in vertical section, square-like vertical section. But in transverse section, it is polygonal in view. It bears microvilli over the space, over the surface. So then it is called ciliated cuboidal epithelium. Ciliated cube-like epithelium. Then this microvilli is called broad border. Location of cuboidal epithelium, lining of various glands, germinal layer of testes and ovary. Next, salivary gland, acini of pancreas, thymus, thyroid, and major parts of uriniferous tubules. These are the locations of cuboidal epithelium. Functions. First function is absorption. Cuboidal epithelium of uriniferous tubule reabsorbs the various materials from the glomerulus filtrate. Next, various ducts of the gland are made of cuboidal epithelium. Next, germinal epithelium. In case of gonad, germinal epithelium is made of a cuboidal epithelium which produces gametes. A cuboidal epithelium, it may be, this is the basement membrane. That is cuboidal epithelium. Basement membrane, cuboidal epithelium. Centrally placed nucleus. This is the basement membrane. Basement membrane. Nucleus. Cytoplasm. Sometimes it bears microvilli. That is the broad border cell. Then it is called broad border cell. This is a microvilli. This is cuboidal epithelium. Next, columnar epithelium. Columnar epithelium may be said as the epithelium whose cells are column-like structure. Cells are column-like and forms 90-degree angle at the base. That is the basement membrane. Next, it is on the free surface there may be found microvilli. In case of columnar epithelium, microvilli may be present. When microvilli present, it is called broad border cell. When microvilli there may not be present microvilli. In case of columnar epithelium, where it is found columnar epithelium, lining of stomach, lining of bile duct, lining of proximal convoluted tubule of nephron, intestine of vertebrae, etc. These parts of elementary canal are found in this columnar epithelium. Next, what are the functions of columnar epithelium? First function is absorption. In case of intestine, this columnar epithelium absorbs various material, digestive material from the food. Next, mucus. This columnar epithelium which has found the goblet cells, which secretes mucus for the lubrication. Next, digestive gland. The various digestive glands are formed by the columnar epithelium. Next, pseudostratified. In case of pseudostratified epithelium, there may be present cubital epithelium. In case of respiratory tract, nasal tract, oviduct, there may be pseudostratified where it is found columnar epithelium. In case of this case, in case of pseudostratified epithelium, it secretes mucus and it transports the various materials which are not necessary for our body outside the nasal tract, respiratory tract, outside the body. These are columnar epithelium. This is columnar epithelium, may be figure. Columnar epithelium. This is the basement membrane where it is found column-like structures are column-like structure. Height is much more. Height is much more than the breadth and length. This is basally placed nucleus. In case it bears the microvilli, sometimes this is called the broad border cell. This is the basement membrane. There is a nucleus, basement membrane, nucleus, cytoplasm, broad border, next, columnar epithelium. After columnar epithelium, next, pseudostratified epithelium. Pseudostratified epithelium. Pseudostratified epithelium may be called as the epithelium which basically pseudostratified epithelium which is called basically on-layered. But some cells in this layer are very long, others are short. So, the basal cell which is short do not extend to the upper surface of the layer. So, sometimes it may be found different layers. Basically, it is single layer, which is figure. This is the basement membrane. The basement membrane. Next, cells. These are little cell. There are this the basement membrane. This is cell. This is middle type of cell. This is the highest peak of the cell. Next, the basal cell are little. So it may be in this case one layer, in this case another layer, in this case other layer. 3 layers may be found. No, it is only one layer. These cells are very short. It upper surface do not extend to the surface of the cell. It may be called as the pseudostratified. Next, where it is found? Location. It is found lining of trachea, larynx, vas deferens. There are several organs which are found. What are the functions of this? First function is secretes mucus. It secretes mucus for lubrication the organ. Next, this trachea, aviduct, pharynx, it expels the various unnecessary material, that is the dust particle, microbes, from the respiratory tract, nasal tract, outside of the belly, outside of the body. This function is called transportation. These are the simple epithelial tissue. Simple epithelial tissue. Next, another type of epithelial tissue may be called as the compound or stratified epithelial tissue. This is the compound or epithelial. There are several layers in compound or stratified epithelium. The most salient features of compound stratified epithelium are it is more than one layer. First, more than one layer. Surface cells, plaques or squamous may be keratinized or non-keratinized. Second point. Third, below the squamous layer, these cells are present which are cuboidal. Next, lower cells are columnar. Lower cells are columnar. Next, lowermost cells are germinative columnar epithelium. This is the figure. Basement membrane. First, এখানে next, it is a culture columnar germinated epithelia. Columnar germinated epithelia. Next, these cells are also columnar epithelia. Columnar epithelia. Next cells below cuboidal epithelia. Next, cuboidal epithelia. Cuboidal epithelia. Next, that is squamous epithelia. Squamous epithelia. It may be keratinized or not. It is squamous epithelia. This is squamous epithelium. These are cuboidal epithelium. Next, columnar epithelium. Next, germinative columnar epithelium. Next, basement membrane. These are the compound epithelial tissue. There are several layers may be found. These compound epithelial tissue are divided into various types. First, squamous stratified epithelium. Squamous stratified epithelium. In this case, a uppermost cells are squamous, other cells are cuboidal or columnar. It is divided into two types, keratinized. In case of keratinized stratified squamous epithelium, one kind of protein, that is keratin, is deposited into the cell. So it is called keratinized stratified epithelium. Another kind, there may not be found the keratin. So this is called non-keratified squamous epithelium. So keratinized epidermis of skin, it is found. Non-keratinized linings of esophagus, linings of buccal cavity, linings of vagina, tongue, linings of pharynx, cornea of eyes. In these organs may be found non-keratinized epithelial tissue, a squamous stratified epithelial tissue. This epithelial tissue provides the protection of the underlying tissue from various exposure, various mechanical strain, by mechanical injuries. Next, cuboidal stratified epithelium. In case of stratified epithelium, several layers are found, but the uppermost layer is cubical. Uppermost layer. This layer is squamous. In case of squamous, here it is found the cubical epithelium, uppermost layer. Lower and lowermost layers may be cubical, may be columnar, Next, this is found lines the inner surface of large salivary gland and pancreatic ducts. It may be found cuboidal stratified epithelium. Its function is also protection. It protects the underlying tissue from various injuries, various mechanical injuries, various pressure. So, its main function is protection. Next, there is another kind of epithelial tissue that is called transitional epithelial tissue. In case of transitional epithelial tissue, this is the peculiar type of stratified epithelial tissue. In this case, basement membrane is absent. Normal cells are rounded or oval. But in functional stage, these cells become elongated. The functional stage cells become elongated. So, it is called plastic epithelium. In this case, the not basement membrane, this is called connective tissue. That is connective tissue, not basement membrane. Connective tissue. In case of upper layer, there may be present the oval cells. Next, in case of under layer, this is a polyhedral cell. This is polyhedral cell. Next, below this layer, it may be cubical or columnar. In normal state, it may be found oval cell, polyhedral cell, next columnar or cubical cell, next connective tissue. There is no found the basement membrane. But in stressing condition, this layer may not be found. This may be elongated. So, the cell layers, these layers are elongated. This elongation, polyhedral cells with elongated surface. So, layers may be found. These several layers may not be found due to the elongation of this cell. It is called transitional epithelial tissue. It may be found lining of urinary bladder, lining of ureter. Its important function is it prevents urine to mix with blood. Next, it is stressable. So, when urinary bladder expands, it protects the urinary bladder not to burst out. So, it is very, very important because its extension capacity when urinary bladder full of urine, it extended to accommodate urine in the urinary bladder. Not only that, this tissue separates urine from the blood. It prevents loss of water from the urine and not mixing of blood to urine. These are the functions of transitional epithelium. Thank you.